What's up guys, it's Sean and welcome back to the IHERNG podcast, and today it's a little bit different, right? I'm a little bit more dressed up because I'm about to go and share at National Trainings Week, and the main topic will be how I transition from a very technical background into making videos lah. Anyway, this video is brought to you by Property Guru introducing Bricks Home Report, which is generally a very important tool that I use throughout my property investment journey. So the main use of the report is it shows you the past transacted prices of a particular project. So that will be very important, especially when we have an eye or we have already a specific target of a property that we want to buy. So if you go and check out their website, you get to see all the past transacted price, so you can really determine whether the price that you're buying today, is it above median price or below the median price. Of course, below will be better lah. But even if it's above, we gotta understand why. Is it a better orientation and things like that. But the website version, you don't have the unit number. So if you wish to have a more detailed version of it, with 69 ringgit, we are able to generate a specific report that indicates everything, including the unit number, that allows us to determine the orientation and floor height. Because level 38 is going to be different from level 12, and using the report we are able to determine that accurately. So if you're interested, I'll just put the link down below and you guys can go check it out. And today we will answer a question from email. This is from KD. Hi Sean, I am KD from JB. I am very happy to bump into your channel before purchasing my first investment property. Thank you for all the information provided through your channel. I'm a 40 years old single lady government servant with net income of 9,001 per month, owning a car with monthly installment of 944, no other debts. Currently also working on some freelance job to increase my active income. I am staying in a 30 years old beloved house with my mom. My dad has passed away 3 years ago. My condolences. The house was transferred to me under love and affection, and I am the single child in the family. I invested my money mainly in stocks, FD and money market fund. My target passive income is 5,000 cash flow per month, and I have reached 50% of it. I have enough cash for emergency use for years. However, I have reached a point where I would like to diversify my investment so that I would have a more equal distribution of money in every area, not just stocks and FD. I have learned about property investment for months from different resources. I have been watching your property reviews and asking Sean corners too. From zero knowledge, I am now a bit more knowledgeable about property investment in terms of property types, commercial versus residential, difference in water and electrical bills, cukai tanah, tenant type, long and short rental, the whole process of owning a property, loan, progressive interest, and much more. After doing my own research with limited knowledge and understanding my investment personality, I have come to these few points. Number one, the intention of buying property for investment. Number two, property type of choice, TOD service apartments. Number three, I am more into monthly cash flow versus capital appreciation because we don't know how long we will be living, and I am single with no children. Number four, I am willing to do fully furnished and hire somebody to handle and manage my units, such as rental, refurbishment, repairment if something damaged, because I live in Johor. I have shortlisted 3 TOD service apartments. Number 1, Journey Residence in Kajang. Number 2, Connaught 1 in Cheras. Number 3 will be Atera in PJ. These developers are well known and reliable. All these property prices are different as they are in different locations, and some of the units in Journey Residence are Rumah Selangorku. Atera in PJ area is the most expensive one. However, looking at the rental rates, I believe these properties can generate rental income or at least break even on the monthly installments. Maybe I need to cover the maintenance fees. So my first question is, if all properties were to generate similar positive cash flow every month, for example 200, what will be the next thing we should look for when we choose a property? Should it be capital appreciation and location? If yes, then PJ will be a good choice, but of course it is much more expensive. With similar price point, I can get a bigger unit with more rooms in Journey versus Atera. Let's say if my unit is not rented out for months or years, I will have to pay the monthly installment. Considering this situation, a cheaper option would be better. How would you think about it? Question 2. The convenience to stay in every apartment area in terms of availability of convenience store, F&B within walking distance are different, of course. Since they are all TOD projects, tenants can go anywhere with public transport. So should walking distance facility be a primary consideration when choosing TOD? But if I were a tenant, I would rent a place with everything and in walking distance. Am I answering my own question? What is your personal opinion on all these locations if you happen to know about them? Really hope that you will do a review on all these properties one day. PS. I happen to have a chance to visit KL next month. I would have a chance to travel by MRT from Kajang to Maluri. Maybe I can have a look on the progression site for Journey and Connaught 1. And hopefully I got time to visit their show unit. Question number 3. I have also browsed through some subsale units in Mont Kiara through property portals due to curiosity and interest in Mont Kiara. I am shocked as how some of them are really affordable. How do they actually price the subsale units based on the age, condition and maybe the owner situation? As I am in Johor, it will be difficult for me to visit the unit, so that's why I choose to focus on new projects. Am I heading in the correct direction? Question number 4. I have come across some property agents selling bulk purchase units in prime area near KLCC with cashback and fully furnished package. They even sent a video of the unit saying that you will get what you see, but I don't know how to evaluate when things are too good to be true. If that place is all prime and hot with McDonald's and Maybank all coming into the commercial shop lot, why are there still units that are unsold? Loan got rejected. Can you give us some insight on how to evaluate these properties and how to interpret the agency promoting tactics? What other information should we look into, or just use bricks? Thank you for reading my long email and answering my questions. Question 3 and 4 are more of my curiosity. Hope you won't mind going through them. Thank you very much. KD. Wow. So just by email alone, ooh. But anyway, I always love context. Thank you very much, Katie, for writing in. Based on the email, in terms of financial knowledge, in terms of money management, I think you are there already. Like 9,001 solid income, you're a government servant, so you can opt for the EPF package or the pension packet. I don't know which one you take. And you're a single lady, single child in the family also, so you got a house that your dad passed to you, now only living with your mom at 40 years old, no children. So mainly invested in stocks, FD and money market. The target passive income is 5,000 a month and you have reached about 50% of it. Solid. So for those who have no clue what is this, right? This is part of the FIRE community, that financial independent, retire early. That's why they call FIRE, right? So the conventional way to think about retirement is always to have an amount, right? What's your ultimate amount when you can declare yourself retired? Last time it was 1 million, but now 1 million couldn't even buy a house. Then maybe now 10 million. Is 10 million a number? Another way to measure that then will be monthly income, which is like when you stop working, what's the amount of income that you can still generate while not working? That's the most important thing, but it's very, very hard to do. So when you invest in stocks, it will be via dividend, it will be via capital appreciation of the stock prices a little bit lah. But once you sell the stock, then no more also ma. But is it seriously passive? Not really. You still need to monitor the stocks every now and then. That's why I like property. So for property, the amount will be significantly higher because the ultimate amount is also big. So the strategy, as we mentioned in a previous episode, every Malaysian, in my opinion, should at least own 3 properties lah. One for own stay, one for investment, one for just in case. And all of us should buy 3 at least within our lifetime. Most probably 1 every 10 years. And it's totally workable. So by 30 you buy 1, by 40 you buy 1, by 50 you buy 1. So when you are about 60, the first property you'll be fully paid already because you take loan in 30 years ma. So by 60, 70, 80, you will almost have all properties paid off already, and all will be generating income because all are rented out. Not all are, maybe 2 of them because you stay in one ma. And just look at the rental rates right now is about 1,008 to 2,000, depends on which location. So that will be the form of income that will be generated without us working. That's why people always consider this passive income. I don't think so, because every now and then you still need to talk to the tenant, still need to manage agent, you still need to work on it unless you pay a separate property management company like Cozy Homes, right? So I use Cozy Homes. They manage everything that I do at a fee, right? So a very cool thing to think about here is what's your ultimate amount? Is 5,000 enough for you to retire or for you to not be working comfortably? That's a very cool way to really evaluate on your financial, because a lot of people, oh, my salary is 40,000 a month. Good for you, but when you don't work, just like a lot of other professionals like dentists, yes, you will make 120,000 a month, or surgeon or whatsoever, right? What if your hand injured? What if accident, right? Pah! The hand cannot work already. So you're no longer as valuable. Can you then generate income? Yeah, we gotta always future-proof ourselves, and that's why she gets into property investment. Okay, so she shortlisted 3. One is Journey Residence in Kajang, which is a TOD. Connaught 1 in Cheras, also TOD. Atera, also in PJ, also TOD lah. Okay. The first question, if all generate similar cash flow, which is 200 extra a month, what would be the next thing to look for? This is a very, very intelligent question, because most of the time, a lot of people just get stuck at the level of cash flow, right? So just to explain a little bit first, okay, maybe in Kajang, the rental there will be 1,500 or 1,700, but the installment is 1,500. Then maybe in Cheras, it can be the same, which is 1,700 to 1,500. But in PJ, maybe it will be slightly higher because it's closer to the offices. Then maybe it's 2,000, but the monthly installment is 1,800. In that sense, right, technically all would be positive 200. How to then pick? In my opinion, I think we can also look at the medium price against the surrounding. So some properties, yes, it will be very expensive, but it can generate positive cash flow. Very good. But in comparison to the surrounding, it's considered expensive. So there will be a limitation in terms of capital appreciation. Okay, therefore, when we go to buy a property, it's best that the property is below median price and still can generate high cash flow. And the next thing is the marketing package. Because some properties we need to pay upfront like 50,000 just for ownership itself, and you get to generate positive cash flow of 200. Some you don't have to even pay anything, you can already get positive cash flow. Then some you pay nothing, in fact you get money out some more and you still get a positive cash flow property, right? It happens. So to me, that's the best one. And the project that I'm getting right now via my property investment club membership, right? Not my club, I'm just a VIP. That's the deal that we always get. Positive cash flow properties without putting any money down. We even have capital to actually fully furnish the unit. The only difference here then will be the channel of buying, just like the previous episode. And that's somewhat the fourth question here. You came across agents selling bulk purchases and things like that around KLCC. So first of all, we need to talk about the channel of buying first, because now you're considering new properties because you're in JB, you are not familiar, you got no time to visit any properties. But that should not be, in my opinion, the reason of buying new properties. Why a lot of people still prefer new properties? Because if you were to buy the second channel, which is sub-sale, the upfront payment is too hefty. In total, 18%. So a simple 500,000 property, right? You will need to cough out 18%, which is about 90,000 just to gain ownership on it. We haven't even do renovation, haven't even do everything else. 90,000 just to own a property. That will be the main challenge for new buyers. Hence, the property developers has always been focusing on affordability for new property buyers. If I were to have money today, that should not be the goal. The goal should always be to buy the project, which I eye on already, to buy the project at the most affordable price. So we have the directly from developer, we have sub-sale, we have auction, we have bulk purchases. And the goal should be to evaluate which channel gives me the best price of the property that I'm eyeing on. So for example, if you look into Journey, there's only one channel which is new because they do not work with property investment clubs. Okay. The second one, Connaught, also the same because it's not completed yet. Third one as well. So these are the new categories. But for the one that you have in Mont Kiara, why some properties are really affordable? Actually, a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people keep thinking that Mont Kiara is always very, very expensive, but they don't see the older ones, that Jalan Mont Kiara 1 and Jalan Mont Kiara 2. The units are bigger, but if you were to calculate per square feet, they are very affordable. They are about 600 per square feet, whereas the new ones is about 1,001 per square feet. Of course, for older projects, there will be limitation in design. Because ultimately, these projects are like 15 years ago, 12 years ago. The ceiling height may not be as nice. And due to the limitation of our apartments building format, we cannot change internal layout, we cannot change the facade. Therefore, we are limited by the constraints set by the position of kitchen, position of toilets, and etc. For example, toilet being attached to the facade line versus placing internally with a mechanical ventilation, right? This transformation itself took years for the market to be accepted. Because why the toilet not naturally ventilated is stupid. So you look at a lot of old apartments, the toilet is attached to the facade line one. So the bedrooms usually don't have very nice views. But if you were to buy such apartment, can you relocate the toilet? Cannot. That's why the price of the properties are such. But I do like the approach because the only reason that you explain why you are looking at new properties, right, it's because you cannot visit the sites physically as you are located in Johor. My suggestion is this, okay? My suggestion. This sounds crazy. I've always thought about having property visiting tours. Like, why is it okay for us to take 1 week off to go Europe and go France or go whatsoever? Why not having a week in KL? Personally, I think that a lot of us have not truly 100% unveiled everything, even in PJ or in Bukit Jalil or in Klang or in Shah Alam. I still think that there are a lot of hidden treasures and it can be a very, very fun thing. So like my friends in Far Capital, which is the property investment club, right? They have organized something very, very cool, which is bus tours around properties and addresses. So they will visit like 6 different properties within a day. Then there will be a tour guide telling you how much is the rental rates, what you should be looking at and things like that. That is so fun in my opinion. But of course, it's not for everybody. Like if you are a stock guy, you are not into properties, what the hell, right? But I think that's very, very fun, and I will encourage you to do something like that because the investment strategy will be different when we have capital versus when we don't have capital. A lot of people buy new investments again because we don't have capital, or unless the deal to that new project is way better than the sub-sale itself. Personally, I like sub-sale. That's why I've gotten a sub-sale lately, the one in Mont Kiara. It gives me absolute certainty in terms of rental, view, condition, and etc. Of course, I also use bricks. That's why I know that it's below market price, but I got it because it's a unit of a friend. And that makes everything way more convenient. Then for the latest purchases I buy from property investment clubs, those are new, but they have separate arrangements with the investment clubs. So because they buy things in bulk, I get better deals. And for some, for example, the Bukit Jalil one and the Eco Ardens one, I got it via the new property because they do not work with any other property investment clubs and the units are actually very limited. So to think about it, right? Like for example, Tropica in Bukit Jalil, I got it first phase at a very, very bad time. Of course, if I don't buy now, it's okay. I can always come back and buy sub-sale. But at sub-sale, now the latest transacted price for Block D, which is the 4th block, is way higher than the price that I buy. So indirectly, I've already made money. It means that there are also risks whenever I buy sub-sale also. I may not get the best price already compared to those who bought 4 years ago. The same applies to the project in Eco Ardens. If I were to wait, I could not pick the unit that I want, also paying the lowest price for it. So those are the risks when we pick which channel to buy from lah. And all I'm saying is because I don't think the no time to visit should be the main reason to determine which project to buy. Just because you got no time to visit, you can buy new meh? I don't think that should be a valid reason at all. Because I would still encourage you to go and check 20 different properties first, get a feel of why you are paying Journey at this price, why are you paying Connaught at this price, why are you paying Atera at this price. May I suggest when you come over, maybe take a few days off, or maybe take a whole week off, really truly experience KL for once. Visit some friends in KL, hey, let's go see property together. That's something that I would strongly suggest lah. Let's not be too lazy about it. Ultimately, it's money and it's a 30 years commitment. Don't play a fool with this. And let's explain a little bit more about question 2, which is the convenience element of TODs. So there are no fixed definition of TOD currently in the market. That's why everybody can call themselves TOD in their brochure, and no one is actually checking ads made by agencies and things like that. So that's very weird. But in my definition, TOD is a development where it needs to have mixed development with an access to public transportation. It can be MRT, LRT or KTM or BRT or whatsoever, right? Ultimately, if I were to move into a TOD, the whole point of it is I don't have to own a car and I can still transit all over KL city centre. So if I were to stay there, there needs to be a retail area, there needs to be a connection point to the public transportation, there needs to be an office, right? There needs to be a hotel or not, then it will be up to you, right? That to me will be a TOD. So the whole design will be having convenience as the top priority. And that should be the main reason also why people are able to pay higher rent for such projects, because they can really have convenience and people will usually pay more for convenience. But regarding the point of you mentioning walking distance convenience, right? That's legit too. That's the main reason when I invested in the Mont Kiara unit at the Oak recently. A lot of people don't think about this a lot. A lot of people has this fearful thought about density, right? Density, when we think about 1,000 over units and you will have towers all together, right? It's just not as comfortable, because in today's context of landed, the stratified landed format, right? To get to the guardhouse also walking distance very far already. The primary transportation is always car. But if you were to live in Mont Kiara, for example, if you have the opportunity to somewhat get a unit to stay in Mont Kiara for a while, go downstairs, you have all the supporting amenities like the cafes, the grocers, the medical centers, the food, language centers, and etc. Everything is walking distance. Then there will be such a service to school, walking distance to school, swimming classes, and if you need to go to somewhere specific, you can always use the Grab. There will be car rental services also. And because of the high density, right, the retail businesses will be thriving because the footfall numbers is very, very high. Everybody will just come down to the unit and buy stuff. Yes, I can go to other hypermarkets which is far away, that is cheaper, but by the time I go there, transportation fee, my same is the same thing. And that's my main justification of getting the unit in Bukit Jalil also. So downstairs there will be cafes, there will be restaurants, grocers, walking distance. I have a lot of options for food. I can actually walk to Pavilion Bukit Jalil if I want to. There'll be school nearby. I can cycle, fetch my kid to school. That's the main thing that I prioritize in comparison to having a landed environment. Of course, that would be the goal, but just for me, not now lah. And the last point will be some agents selling bulk purchase unit in prime area near KLCC with cashback and fully furnished. They send everything. It's so hot with McDonald's and Maybank in place, right? Why are they still units? Expensive lor. Yeah, okay, a lot of people just don't agree with this sometimes, but ultimately it's all about pricing. Based on my investment behaviors, many people will just assume that I only invest in like Mont Kiara, Bukit Jalil, hot areas, right? No, just because of the deals that I'm getting for these areas is always below the median price. If you give me a project in Rawang today that's cheaper than median, I will still buy. To me, we should always look at pricing first, then location, then only timing. If I were to buy at the right price, at the wrong location, at the wrong timing, I will still make money because pricing indirectly is a result of these two. So if I can tell you KLCC with so many good things, but selling above market price, why buy? You give me top property, top projects in KLCC area, like all those branded ones, right? All are losing money. Of course, sometimes we cannot always target to buy below median price or to buy at the accurate market price, right? But at least we know where we position ourselves, and I like that you product breaks report is my primary research tool ultimately, so I get to really determine whether am I buying expensive or am I buying cheap. Yes, cheap shouldn't be the only goal, but I need to know why am I paying the premium for. For example, if this project is 500,000 but next door is 430, but this is branded, they have proven track record with their retail management and things like that, it's justifiable. I am making that informed decision to go with the more expensive one, and there I go. Ultimately, property investment is a form of investment and it comes with risk. There's no for sure guarantee make money kind of format. If not, I don't have to make videos already. Right? Isn't that the dream? But the only way to manage risk is to have as much information as possible to enable us to make informed decisions and take calculated risks. That's the goal of the channel. And I guess that's all for this email. It's a very long one. Thank you very much for sending in. In terms of knowledge and logical sense, you're in the right place, but just that I would encourage you to make trips, right, to come to KL and visit the property yourself instead of just judging from afar using data and internet, that will only bring you so far, okay? So my first suggestion will be for you to physically come and visit the site, at least drive past, right? So even if you were to invest in UK, I will tell you the same. I just don't think that the location restriction should be the main reason why you go only for new projects. Because if you were to have money, like you say you have generated some income here and there, right? Use that to get better deals instead. And I guess that's all. I need to go for my talk already. Thank you very much for watching. For others who still have any real estate questions, do just email me at taniherng@gmail.com. Alternatively, you can just DM me on Instagram, IHERNG, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Wish me luck. Ciao.